Something inside you has changed. You can feel it. You no longer see the world the same way. The things that once excited you, they don't hold the same power. The people you once connected with, they don't resonate anymore. The old you, gone. And here's the truth. You didn't just change. You awakened. This is why everything feels different. This is why people are reacting to you in ways you never expected. This is why you feel like you're walking a path you've never been on before. Because you are. You've stepped into a new reality, one where your power is fully activating. And if you've noticed these signs, it means there's no going back. Stay with me until the end, because what I'm about to reveal will confirm everything you've been sensing deep inside. This is the awakening. And once it starts, nothing will ever be the same again. You've crossed the threshold. Most people live their entire lives asleep. They follow the routines, listen to the noise, stay inside the box that the world built for them. But not you. Something woke you up. Maybe it was an experience, a loss, a breakthrough, or even a deep inner knowing that things could never be the same. Whatever it was, it activated something inside you that had been waiting to rise. And when that happens, the world reacts. Some people will see it and be inspired. Some will fear it and try to bring you back down. Some won't understand what's happening at all. But one thing is for sure, you are no longer who you used to be. And because of that, your energy is shifting. Your mindset is shifting. Your entire being is stepping into something higher, greater, and more powerful. But how do you know for sure? There are 7 undeniable signs that prove your power has awakened. Let's dive into the first one. Sign number 1. You feel disconnected from the old you. One of the first and most powerful signs that your power has awakened is a deep disconnection from your past self. The person you were before, the one who fit in, the one who accepted certain limitations, the one who stayed small to make others comfortable, no longer exists. And you can feel it. You no longer resonate with the old version of yourself. Think about it. Do you still enjoy the same conversations? Do you still believe the same things? Do you still find comfort in the same routines? Probably not. That's because when you awaken, your energy shifts. You start to see the world differently, and in turn, you start to see yourself differently. You can no longer pretend to be the version of yourself that once made everyone else happy. You can no longer force yourself into spaces that no longer align with who you're becoming. And this shift, it can feel unsettling. You may look at old pictures of yourself and feel like you don't even know that person anymore. You may revisit old habits and wonder how you ever tolerated them. You may even hear your own voice in past recordings or memories and realize you've completely outgrown the mindset you once had. That's because you're transforming at a rapid pace. Your priorities have shifted. Before, you may have been focused on material success, validation, or fitting into society's expectations. But now, you crave something deeper. You seek purpose. You seek truth. You seek authenticity. Superficial things no longer hold weight in your life. You're no longer impressed by what used to excite you. Whether it was gossip, drama, meaningless distractions, or unhealthy habits. Instead, you now prioritize your inner peace over external validation, your spiritual growth over fitting in, your personal power over seeking approval. This shift can confuse the people around you. They might wonder why you've become so serious or why you don't engage in the same things you used to. Some may even accuse you of changing too much or acting different. But here's what they don't understand. You had to change, because the old you was never meant to stay. You feel a deep inner calling. This disconnection from your old self isn't random. It's happening because you are being pulled towards something greater. You may not be able to fully explain it yet, but deep inside, you feel it. A knowing that you're meant for more. A pull toward a bigger purpose. An inner urge to step into something beyond what you've known. And the more you resist this calling, the more uncomfortable you'll feel. Because awakening isn't just about seeing things differently. It's about stepping into who you were always meant to be. Sign number 2. You no longer fit in with certain people. One of the most undeniable signs that your power has awakened is this: your circle begins to shift. The people you used to vibe with, the ones you spent hours talking to, the ones you called friends or even family, some of them don't feel the same anymore. And here's the hard truth: it's not them, it's you. Your vibration has shifted. When you awaken, your energy frequency rises. You no longer think the same way. You no longer see the world the same way. And because of that, you no longer attract the same people. It's like an internal frequency shift, one you may not fully understand at first. Small talk feels draining. Superficial relationships feel pointless. Gossip, negativity, and drama make you uncomfortable. You find yourself craving depth. You want real connections. You want conversations that feed your spirit, not just your ego. But here's where the challenge comes in. Not everyone will grow with you. This is one of the hardest lessons of awakening. Some people were only meant to know the old version of you. And when that version of you disappears, so does the connection. Maybe you've already noticed this. People you used to be close to suddenly feel distant. The energy isn't the same. The conversations feel forced. You don't laugh at the same jokes. You don't feel inspired by the same things. It's not because they've changed. It's because you have. And not everyone is going to understand that. Some will accuse you of acting different. Some will say you're too serious now. Some will even assume you're judging them. But the truth is, you're just growing. And not everyone is ready to grow with you. You'll start to attract your true soul tribe. At first, losing people may feel lonely. It may even feel like a punishment. But the universe isn't taking people away from you. It's making space for the right ones. When your energy shifts, so do your connections. Suddenly, you'll start meeting people who match your new frequency, understand your spiritual journey, push you toward your purpose instead of holding you back. These are the people you were always meant to connect with. The ones who see you. The ones who support your growth. The ones who don't fear your transformation. They celebrate it. And when they arrive, you'll realize losing the wrong people was never a loss. It was alignment. Sign number 3. You feel a stronger connection to the universe. Something inside you has shifted. You no longer feel like just another person walking through life. You feel connected to something greater. Maybe you can't fully explain it, but you know it's real. It's a presence, an awareness, an unshakable sense that you are not alone. This is not your imagination. It's your awakening. You start seeing signs everywhere. One of the first things you'll notice is that the universe starts speaking to you. Repeating numbers 111, 222, 333 show up everywhere. You start having vivid dreams with deep meanings. You hear or see words that perfectly align with something you were just thinking about. Animals or symbols appear at just the right moment, carrying messages for you. At first, you might dismiss these as coincidences. But deep down, you know better. This is the universe responding to your awakening. It's a confirmation that you're on the right path, that you're being guided, that your energy is aligning with your divine purpose. Your intuition becomes sharper. Have you noticed that your gut feelings are stronger than ever? You can sense when someone is lying, even if they say all the right words. You feel energy shifts in a room the moment you walk in. You instinctively know when something is about to happen, even before it does. This is not random. Your spiritual power is waking up, and with it, your intuition is growing stronger. It's like a muscle that's finally being used. The more you trust it, the sharper it gets. The more you listen, the clearer the messages become. And when you follow it, things start aligning in ways you never expected. Nature feels different to you. Another powerful shift happens in the way you experience nature. The sky looks more vibrant. The wind feels alive. The trees seem to communicate something deep and ancient. You start craving quiet moments in nature. Why? Because when you're surrounded by the natural world, you feel that divine connection even stronger. You're not just looking at the world, you're feeling it. And the reason this happens is because your spiritual self is no longer numb. You're awake. You understand that everything is energy. Before, you might have thought of life in a very physical way. What you see is what's real. But now, you understand that everything is energy. Thoughts carry energy. Emotions create vibrations. People's words, actions, and presence affect the energy around you. Because of this, you start being more careful with what you allow into your space. You protect your peace. You avoid negative conversations. You stop giving your energy to things that drain you. And as a result, you start attracting more positivity, more alignment, more synchronicities. Because now, you're no longer just moving through life. You're flowing with the universe. Sign number 4. You feel disconnected from the past version of yourself. Something strange has been happening. The things that once excited you don't feel the same anymore. The places that once felt familiar now feel foreign. The people you used to connect with seem to be on a different frequency. And deep down, you feel it. You are no longer the same person. This is not just a phase. This is transformation. You no longer relate to old conversations. Have you noticed that small talk drains you now? Before, you could engage in meaningless gossip, drama, or discussions about things that didn't really matter. But now, it's almost unbearable. You crave deeper conversations. You want to talk about purpose, growth, spirituality, energy, and self-discovery. And because of this shift, you start noticing something surprising. Many of the people around you are still stuck in the past version of you. They expect you to laugh at the same jokes. They expect you to engage in the same negativity. But you can't anymore. And it's not because you think you're better than them. It's because you've evolved. Your soul is craving higher frequencies, deeper wisdom, and authentic connections. You start letting go of old attachments. Something even bigger happens during this transformation. You start losing attachment to the things that once defined you. You don't feel the same pull toward material things. You're no longer interested in impressing others. You stop chasing validation from people who don't truly see you. Because now, you see yourself. And that's all that matters. This is why some chosen ones go through a period of feeling lost. It's not that you don't know who you are. It's that you're shedding everything that isn't you. The labels, the expectations, the old patterns, they're all falling away. And in that space, something powerful is happening. The real you is emerging. You feel a strong desire to move forward. Even though you're disconnecting from the past, you're also feeling a strong inner pull toward the future. It's like something is calling you forward. A mission, a purpose, a destiny. But here's the challenge. You might not know exactly what it looks like yet. All you know is that you can't stay where you were. And that's okay. Because this transition isn't about having all the answers. It's about trusting the path. Your spirit knows where it's going. Your intuition is guiding you. And soon, the doors you never imagined will start opening before you. People around you start reacting differently. When you go through an awakening like this, something interesting happens. People can sense your energy shift, even if they don't understand it. Some people will be drawn to you. They'll feel inspired by your transformation, and they'll want to grow alongside you. But others, they might resist it. They might try to pull you back into your old patterns. They might feel uncomfortable around your new energy. And this is where you have to make a choice. Will you shrink back to make others comfortable? Or will you keep moving forward, even if it means walking alone for a while? The truth is, not everyone can come with you on this journey. Some relationships will fade. Some friendships will fall away. But the people who are meant to walk with you in this new chapter, they will find you. Sign number 5. You feel an unshakable inner calling. Something inside you has changed. It's not just a random feeling. It's a pull, a knowing, a deep awareness that you are meant for something more. This calling has been with you for a while, but now it's louder than ever. You wake up feeling like you have a mission, even if you don't know exactly what it is yet. You feel a growing sense of purpose, even if the path ahead is unclear. And no matter how much you try to ignore it, the calling doesn't go away. Because this isn't just a dream. It's destiny. You feel restless with the ordinary. Things that used to satisfy you don't anymore. The same daily routines feel empty. The same conversations feel repetitive. The same environments feel stagnant. It's as if your soul is whispering, "There's more for you." Because there is. You weren't meant for a life of mediocrity. You weren't meant to follow the crowd, stay small, or settle for a life that doesn't excite you. Your spirit knows this, and that's why you feel restless. Not because you're lost, but because you're outgrowing your current reality. The life you're living now. It's just a stepping stone to something greater. Your priorities are changing. Because of this inner calling, you've noticed that your priorities are shifting. What used to entertain you now feels like a waste of time. The habits that once controlled you don't have the same power anymore. The people who don't align with your path are naturally drifting away. This is happening because your spirit is preparing you. You're stepping into a higher version of yourself. And with that shift, certain things no longer fit into your life. The distractions, the negativity, the drama, it all starts to feel unnecessary. Because you're focused on something bigger now. You feel a strong urge to learn and grow. With this inner calling comes a hunger for knowledge, wisdom, and spiritual growth. You find yourself watching videos that expand your mind, reading books that inspire your spirit, seeking out deeper truths about yourself and the universe. It's like you're being prepared for the next level of your journey. The things you're learning now, they will be crucial for what's coming next, because chosen ones never stop evolving. Your growth is a key part of your mission, and as you level up internally, your external world will start to shift too. The universe starts sending you signs. When you're being called to step into your purpose, the universe will start confirming it. You might start noticing repeating numbers like 111, 444, or 777. Strange synchronicities where things align in ways you can't explain. People appearing in your life with messages that feel divinely timed. These are not coincidences. They are signs. The universe is guiding you, showing you that you're on the right path. The more you pay attention, the more these signs will appear. Because when you're aligned with your purpose, everything starts falling into place. You feel drawn to help others. As your inner calling gets stronger, you start realizing your purpose isn't just about you. You're here to impact others. You're here to uplift, inspire, and heal. You're here to bring light into a world that desperately needs it. And deep down, you know this. You feel a pull to share your wisdom. You feel a desire to lift others up. You feel a sense of responsibility to use your gifts for something meaningful. This is why chosen ones can never live just for themselves. Your path is connected to something greater. And that's why your calling feels so strong. Because it's not just a dream, it's a divine assignment. But here's the challenge. Answering your calling isn't always easy. It requires you to step outside your comfort zone. It forces you to face your fears. It demands that you become the version of yourself you were always meant to be. And most people, they ignore the call. They settle for what's familiar. They stay where it's safe. They never take the leap. But you can feel it. You know that if you ignore this calling, you will never feel truly fulfilled. Because deep down, you were meant for more. Sign number 6. You've become a magnet for resistance. Have you noticed that ever since you started changing, growing, and stepping into your power, the resistance around you has intensified? It's like the moment you decided to elevate, obstacles started appearing from every direction. People who once supported you suddenly doubt you. Unexpected problems arise that try to distract or discourage you. Situations that used to flow smoothly now feel blocked or delayed. This is not a coincidence. This is a test. Because when a chosen one starts awakening, opposition follows. Not to stop you, but to strengthen you. The spiritual battle you didn't see before. Before, you might not have noticed it. You lived your life, followed the usual patterns, and things felt predictable. But the moment you started shifting, breaking old cycles, raising your vibration, and stepping into your true self, everything changed. It's like you entered into a spiritual battle you never realized was happening. Because chosen ones, they are not just here to exist. They are here to shift realities. They are here to break generational curses. They are here to wake people up. And that makes you a threat to everything that thrives on keeping people asleep. So don't be surprised when you face resistance. It's confirmation that you're on the right path. People around you start acting different. One of the first signs of this resistance. The people closest to you start acting strange. Some become distant for no reason. Others suddenly criticize or doubt your path. Even those you've known for years may start to treat you differently. Why? Because when you start growing, you become a mirror. Your elevation triggers those who are not ready to change. Your progress makes people uncomfortable, especially those who have been stuck in the same cycles for years. And so, instead of celebrating you, some will resent you. Instead of supporting you, some will question you. Instead of growing with you, some will pull away. This is not a bad thing. It's a necessary shift. Because not everyone is meant to go where you're headed. Your plans face unexpected delays. Another common sign. Delays, setbacks, unexpected challenges. It feels like just when you're about to make a breakthrough, something tries to block it. The job opportunity you were excited about suddenly falls through. The business idea that felt so right hits a major roadblock. The path that seemed clear now feels full of confusion. This is when many chosen ones start doubting themselves. They think, maybe this isn't meant for me. Maybe I should just stay where I am. Maybe I was wrong about my purpose. But listen carefully. These roadblocks are not signs to quit. They are tests. The universe is watching. Will you give up or will you push through? Because chosen ones, they don't back down. They adapt. They find another way. They turn obstacles into stepping stones. This is where your strength is built. Because the truth is, if you weren't powerful, you wouldn't be facing this level of resistance. Strange energy and spiritual attacks. Ever since your awakening, have you noticed your energy feels different? Drained for no reason. Random waves of heaviness. Vivid dreams or spiritual downloads. This is not your imagination. When a chosen one starts stepping into their power, the energy around them shifts. You are vibrating higher, and in the process, you're attracting both positive and negative forces. Because when your light starts shining, two things happen. You inspire those who are ready to rise. You agitate the forces that prefer darkness. This is why protecting your energy is crucial. Your light is powerful, but it must be guarded. This means being mindful of who you allow into your space, protecting yourself from negative environments, strengthening your spiritual shield through prayer, meditation, or whatever aligns with you. Because chosen ones, they don't just fight battles in the physical world. They fight them in the spiritual realm too. The test of isolation. One of the hardest parts of this resistance. You will go through a season of isolation. People will leave your life. You will feel disconnected from the old version of yourself. It will seem like no one truly understands what you're going through. This is where many chosen ones start to feel lost. But what if I told you? This is not a punishment, it's preparation. Isolation is where you gain clarity. Isolation is where you find your true power. Isolation is where the divine reveals your next steps. Think about it. Before any major transformation, the chosen ones were set apart. Moses went to the wilderness before leading his people. Jesus spent time in solitude before stepping into his mission. Even in nature, a caterpillar isolates itself before becoming a butterfly. Your isolation is part of the process, because when you come out of it, you will be unstoppable. The moment of breakthrough. Here's what many don't realize. The greatest resistance comes right before the breakthrough. It's like the universe is testing you. Do you really want this? Will you keep going, even when it gets hard? Are you willing to step fully into your power? Because the truth is, many people quit too soon. They give up when things get tough. They let the opposition break them instead of making them stronger. But you are built differently. You were chosen for this. And the resistance you're facing right now, it's just confirmation that you're on the right track. Final message. So if you've been experiencing resistance, if people have been doubting you, if your plans keep getting delayed, if you feel like something is trying to hold you back, do not quit. This is your sign that you are on the edge of a major breakthrough. The pressure you feel, it's because you're about to elevate. The setbacks you're facing, they're designed to test your strength. The resistance, it's just proof that you are stepping into your purpose. So keep going, because once you push past this test, everything will start to align. Sign number 7. You feel an unshakable sense of purpose. Something deep inside you has shifted. You can't explain it, but you feel it. A force pulling you forward, a sense of destiny awakening within you. You no longer see the world the same way. Things that once interested you now feel meaningless. Conversations that used to excite you now feel empty. It's like your soul is speaking louder than ever before, telling you, you were meant for more. The old you is gone. Think back to who you were just a few years ago. That version of you, gone. The things you used to tolerate, you won't accept anymore. The distractions you once chased, they no longer satisfy you. The people you once surrounded yourself with, they don't resonate like before. Why? Because you've outgrown them. Your spirit is evolving. Your energy is shifting. And deep down, you know, you cannot go back to who you were. Because that chapter, it's over. A fire that won't go out. No matter how much you try to ignore it, this fire inside of you won't go away. It wakes you up in the middle of the night. It whispers to you during quiet moments. It makes you restless, pushing you to do more, be more, become more. Because chosen ones, they cannot stay stuck in mediocrity. You feel this urgency because your spirit knows. Your time is now. The world is shifting. The energy is changing. And you were called to rise. Nothing feels normal anymore. One of the biggest signs of this transformation, you feel disconnected from the world around you. You try to engage in everyday conversations, but they feel shallow. You attempt to enjoy old habits, but they feel pointless. It's like everything around you is moving in slow motion while your mind is racing ahead. This is because your consciousness has expanded. You no longer think like the masses. You see through illusions. You recognize distractions. And this can feel lonely. Because while others are caught up in the surface-level details of life, you're seeing the bigger picture. You feel like you're in a waiting period. Have you been feeling like something big is about to happen, but you don't know what? Like you're in a season of waiting, where you can feel the shift coming, but it hasn't fully arrived yet. This is divine timing at work, because before a chosen one steps into their next level, they go through a period of spiritual preparation. This is when old cycles close out. Certain relationships fall away. You are tested in ways that force you to level up. This waiting period isn't punishment, it's positioning. Because when the right moment comes, everything will move fast. Doors will open. Opportunities will appear. Your purpose will become clearer than ever before. The people around you don't understand. One of the hardest parts of this awakening. Not everyone will understand it. You might try to explain what you're feeling, but words fail. People look at you confused. They think you're just going through a phase, but you know better. Because this isn't a phase. This is a calling. a shift that cannot be undone. And here's what you must accept. Not everyone is meant to understand your journey. Some people will try to talk you out of it. Some will question your choices. Some will distance themselves from you completely. Let them, because your path, it's not for them. You can't ignore the signs anymore. You've been seeing the synchronicities, repeating numbers like 111, 222, 444, random messages that seem too perfect to be coincidences, dreams that feel more like warnings or instructions. These are not random. They are signs guiding you toward your purpose. The universe is speaking to you. And the question is, are you paying attention? The final confirmation, if you've been feeling an unshakable sense of purpose, like you no longer fit into the world around you, that something big is about to happen, then congratulations. You are not the same person you used to be. Your power has awakened. Your path is unfolding. And soon, the world will see exactly who you were meant to be.